Right. Good morning. So we are back with a live stream, pre-market live stream. Obviously, last week we only had the pre-market. We didn't have our midweek live streams, keeping everyone up to date. Nothing really happened last week in terms of price movement. Very slow, very sluggish. So there wasn't much to actually go off. Obviously, in the pre-market live stream of last week, we spoke about obviously Bitcoin going up to 40,000. So we got that touch over the weekend and continuing to actually push up towards now 43,000. So it's essentially just gone up to an order block. So if we go up to the higher time frame, it's essentially just at this order block over here. So we thought that it would find a bit of resistance at this 40,000 level, as it was a key level, which it was struggling to for a while. And then obviously this whole move here was just a slowdown move, nothing really happening. Big pullback, gained liquidity, tapped at this level over here, and then obviously got that liquidity to make that move up higher. So yeah, we're at an order block. It's nothing really amazing, so I can guarantee you a whole load of people are long in a lot of long positions over here, buying into the hype, and I could guarantee you they are all going to get wrecked. There is no volume to support this whole move. So I mean, in terms of short-term buy positions, some money to be made. Some of these alts are obviously kind of pushing up double-digit percentage points, which is great. Good profit to be made for a bit of leverage on. However, let's see what's to happen or what's to come, really, because we could get a break of this order block and we could actually make a move towards this one over here. So that is definitely a potential. However, we could also just get a turnaround, or even just potentially a sort of consolidation phase along this 100 moving average, okay, before it comes into contact again, or maybe even once, twice, 3 times, and then makes that move up higher, or even potentially lower again. So we're still almost in limbo as things stand. Due to this huge drop over here, a lot of positions have been taken out, and there still is a lot of indecision. So the people that got in long over here got pushed down, cut out, okay, at that position, got back in trying to make the money back, got cut out by the next drop, done the same, because this was the level, if you can remember, where everyone thought this was the bottom, okay, and got wrecked once again, okay. So they are probably back in, and what's going to happen and what's amazing thing for the institutions to do, which is kind of an easy way of catching people in and out, is literally by just fluctuating it like that. Okay, putting it in the range and just pushing it up and above these ranges. Okay, getting people out and then just bringing it back down. So that's one thing that we need to keep an eye out for. Obviously, it is at this order block just here. Okay, we can take these two out. But yeah, naturally, obviously, we found support where it's been at support for a while, so this is good in terms of bullishness. This is a very key level of support, so if it can stick to this level over here, we can consider for prices to be going up for maybe the next month or so, which is good news. So the outlook for this week, obviously from the last week, so this whole move over here, if we are able to break this if we're able to break this 50 moving average on the daily, then we are going to be going up to at least 45.6, if not all the way up to about 48, which will open up some great long positions for the short term. However, if it fails to break this order block over here in the next day or so, we will then be looking for a reversal and prices to kind of come down and find support at one of these levels over here, which, if that does happen, obviously we'll be taking some shorts. Last week, so in terms of economic data last week, there was quite a bit. Non-farm payrolls came out. Bank of England's interest rate hike of 0.25% point came out. So here in the UK, we're at 0.5% interest rate. In terms of this week, it is very much clear there's some inflation data. Obviously, there was inflation data last week as well, but it is quite minimal from what I can see on the economic calendar, which is great. Okay. Let's have a little look at the dollar index. So, huge fall. That is quite good news for Bitcoin, right? So, I can guarantee you So as you can see, this huge red candle is this huge green candle over here. So as you can see, there's a very good inverse relationship between the dollar index and Bitcoin. So as people are taking money out of here, they are putting some more money into here. Okay, so it's all good news. So we bounced off good support over here, right? So we tested once, tested twice, and then got that push up higher. Price is now coming back down. Testing out this level of support as well as these moving averages. If we come down and wick up, okay, and fail to break this level, we will push up higher. We will make this push up to these levels over here. Let's see if we've got no volume there. Okay. So we will have to see what is to come this month. So obviously, as things stand here, they don't exactly look too great. That is a very big push down. What we'll get is almost what we've got here, where prices made that big move down and then just kind of compress and push up high, back down, and then back up. That is potentially what we're going to get over here, okay, until there's a decision being made. And if it is to come down here, then that will add kind of to the reasoning for having a bullish sort of outlook in the market this week, potentially next week as well. Okay, so we'll see how things kind of look. But obviously it's Monday, not a lot of volume comes into play. It's more on Tuesday and Wednesday that we kind of look for these sort of signs. Now, obviously, we got this big push over the weekend, or end of week and the weekend, which is a change. So you don't really see these sort of big moves happening over a weekend that often. It is entirely pushed by retail traders. Okay, so they bought into the hype just prior to the end of the week, and then obviously started pumping in money as they were waiting for the buying opportunity. So if you can remember, there was a whole period of time where the price was falling down, or just kind of consolidating and doing nothing. So all of those people that were basically had money on the sideline, didn't put it in on the fall down in price, okay, and waited for a decision to be made for all of this time over here, okay. So they've been waiting through all of this, right? Saw this move down here, bam, saw a bit of volume come in, and then got in here, okay. So this is literally over a weekend. So we're 7th, Sunday, Saturday, Friday. So literally at the end of the week, we saw this move up higher, okay. Is it positioning? We'll have to see. But there is a decent amount of Distribution coming in now, so very little accumulation. However, there is still some accumulation occurring, especially accumulation over on this side over here. Some decent accumulation at this period. However, do expect things to obviously kind of make a little bit of a pullback today. We are at the 50 moving average, coming up to the New York Open, which is fantastic. Should see some volume coming in, so we'll see how that goes. Sorry, only we've got this level over here. Okay, and if it manages to hold, great. If not, then do expect prices to kind of come up. Volume's completely tailed off, got no volume whatsoever. So it's just the case of kind of keeping an eye out for what volume kind of gets introduced. Yeah, likelihood is for prices to come down, test this level here, or even test this level that it's already done. Okay, so come test out this level over here. It's already almost held this level, okay, which is good. It could even come down below and just test this level once again, gain some liquidity, and then make this move up higher to this level over here. So as things stand, we're gonna try and find some long positions, try and see whether it can make this break. We also do need to realize that this 100 moving average is basically coming below the 200 moving average. If that does cross, again, we're looking even more bearish. So the likelihood, if prices don't make this push sooner than later, is that this is going to cross, okay, which is just going to give us a longer bearish outlook on prices. Total crypto market cap, again, we've got a decent amount of volume coming in, which is great. We've got a combination of green volume bars, which again is good news. However, obviously we are quite a strong sort of support here, so we kind of need prices to make this push up to about 2.12 trillion. If it's able to make this push up here, things will be looking better. Your iBunner gaming, things will be looking better if prices actually make this move up. We'll see how things play out. But obviously this is the most important chart that you kind of keep an eye on. So always worthwhile to just keep a track on this. So crypto market chart. Let's see if we can find any other signs. So we found good support at this level over here. Okay, so where prices kind of came down, found support, tested previous support as new resistance, and then broke out, kind of tested it here as well. Okay, so we held. The only thing that I don't really like is the fact that not a whole load of volume is seen. So it's not like over here where we're seeing a good amount of sell side volume, even on here. Um, so you may be asking, oh, what does that mean? So it just basically means that the selling activity it's not that strong. This was all low volume periods as well. Yeah. It's low volume period, so you could see another push down. Just because this volume that's coming back up is quite good. So we could see a little push down, maybe to a fib level. Kind of the only thing that we haven't seen right now is a test of these levels over here. So what we'll need to see is a test of this level as support to make this move up higher. So so we could see another little trickle up, okay, just because there's a bit more space over here, right? So we could see a push up, test this 50 moving average on total crypto market cap chart, and then come back down and test these levels of support, okay, to then decide whether to make a move up higher. One other scenario that we could get is just a straight up breakthrough and test of this level over here as resistance. Okay, so those are the scenarios that we're kind of looking at. We're already at the 50 moving average on the Bitcoin chart, so we could actually quite simply get a push all the way up to 48k. In terms of Bitcoin dominance, we're kind of pulling back a bit now. Okay, we're going to be finding support quite soon by the looks of it. And then making that extra push up higher. So as Bitcoin continues to make moves up higher, it will gain more strength, and in doing so will kind of gain in influence in terms of its kind of pushing the market in a certain direction, or whichever direction it goes in, the market kind of goes with it, even more so than kind of what we're seeing right now. Obviously, the dollar index is kind of making a little bit of a push lower. This is looking extremely bearish on the daily. We are looking like we're going to be breaking this 100 moving average, and if we do, we will get that push up higher in Bitcoin prices as well. Don't need that. So wanted to show net transfer volume. Okay, so we're seeing We're seeing a positive net, obviously from the most recent push up higher. What do you think of the Fed? Well, yeah, that's the plan, is increase obviously the interest rates. Obviously, we got last week the Bank of England increasing interest rates, and we've already seen interest rate hikes happening elsewhere. We've got a Fed speech this week. We've actually got a monetary policy report this week as well from the Fed, which is all going to be quite interesting. But yeah, this is obviously just pricing in for what's to come. So yeah, it won't be long until we do see a interest rate hike very soon. So in terms of what we clicked on total for, so we got inflow volume, okay. We're kind of at a, so this is the daily. Let's see if we can see anything on the hour. Okay, there's something else. So I'm kind of at support. Okay, so we're at these lows, as you can see. Soon as it kind of comes to previous lows, it kind of bounces back up. So in the next few days, we should be expecting this to kind of be pushing back up. Okay, so obviously seeing a nice influx of inflows. I wanted to show no, where is it? It's not showing. Yeah, so inflows are coming in higher, so that's good news in terms of obviously pushing up prices to new resistance levels. So things are looking quite good, obviously. So even total crypto market cap's pushing up higher now. No, I don't think it is time to go to the moon right now. That's way too soon. I mean, again, anything can happen really, but being pessimistic is a bit more beneficial than being overly optimistic and having unrealistic goals. So, it's, again, moon time isn't right now just because we're not seeing a huge influx of buys, okay? Shorters are definitely weakened, which is good news in terms of going long. However, we need to see a strengthening of these buyers. We need to start seeing some like combination of or like a period of good accumulation with good volume coming in, good buy side volume coming in, which we're not getting. We're still yet to get. There's nothing kind of happening here. So as a total crypto market cap, we are seeing some increase by volume, which is good news. But it's only the first instance that we're seeing this in this whole period of prices falling down. So we kind of need it to go on for a little bit more. But again, structure is setting up quite nicely. Obviously, we're setting up support nicely. It's just the case that we need to start seeing sort of something like this over here, okay, where we're getting a good period where it's just solid buy side volume coming into the market. That's what we need to be seeing. So as you can see over here, we're actually getting a decrease in amount of volume as price pushes up, which is basically just indicating to us that we're going to see a pullback sometime soon. Okay, test some of these support levels out. If we fail to basically hold these support levels over here, which by the way aren't holding much volume anyway, prices will continue to come down and will continue to come down to these levels over here. Okay. Yeah, so we could be seeing prices come all the way down to any of these levels over here. You do also need to just remember, as you can clearly see, we haven't even tested all the way back here yet. Okay, so this is a good support level to set. Over here, testing even the 200 moving average would be great. So that is still a potential, still an area that could come down and test. Until realistically, so if we got a test at this level here, then that's where I would be starting to think that this is very much the bottom, and that prices are going to go up, and it's moon time. That's my last kind of point of resort. Okay. As things stand, this is great. This is a very key level of support on the chart. It's fantastic. However, it's not my final support level. This is the final support level over here. Even over here holds support. So you got 1 and 2 places here. Okay, you got 1 and 2 places. Reason why we say this one is because this is the previous peak. Okay, and that's the previous all-time high. Okay, before all of this kind of came into play, this is the previous all-time high over here. Also, you got the 200 moving average line literally perfectly in line with it. So we'll see how things hold. If it's able to continue to hold this level, by all means, we will make a good push up. So very least, at least back up to about 60 grand. But it just really does depend on how it plays out. And by the way, I mean, I guarantee you guys kind of watch a lot of things on other traders making sort of decisions on kind of what's happened in price action prior over here, and these two things happened back in 2017 and it's happening right now. We shouldn't be treating what's happening over here the same as what's happening over here. Okay, there will be certain similarities, don't get me wrong, but what's happening here is not the same as to what's happening over here. The way you should be treating price action and sort of decisions in terms of them making your outlook on the future price action or future price level is solely on what's happening in the present or in the recent past. So in terms of that, yeah, we're probably going to continue pushing up, fingers crossed, and then maybe even when we start seeing some volume coming in, maybe start seeing a little pullback. Hopefully we can actually get a pullback sooner rather than later, so before tomorrow and Wednesday, which will basically just mean that we potentially can find support sooner, and then when the big volume days come in, so Tuesday and Wednesday, we make that big push up, giving us some great buying opportunities in the market. You're right, Ikarin. So let's go over to the next 7 days in terms of economic data. It's not a whole load, okay? So obviously we got our whole EIA, so that's all just to do with oil. Inflation data, some more inflation data. It's not a whole load. So we got UK's bank speech. Again, some more GDP. This is quite important. Yeah, it's quite free this week. There's obviously this as well. So the Fed monetary policies report. There might be some quite important things in there, so seeds are most probably going to be planted in this report over here, right? For the upcoming decision on the interest rate. Okay, so this is quite important, and I guarantee you it'll be an important report to be reading this week. So if you can, make sure to kind of read it. It just gets uploaded to the Fed's website. It's accessible by anyone. But yeah, so in terms of that is it, guys. There's nothing else to really touch on. Few bits of data, but this is weak. Just remember, this move up is weak. Okay, we could see a little bit of a push up between 46 and 48 in terms of next resistance. So we could pull off some decent long trades this week. So we'll kind of keep an eye on things. But yeah, thank you for listening and watching. Have you guys got any questions? If you do, I'll give you a few minutes to kind of type out your question and ask them. If not, we'll leave it there, and then we'll come back with another update this Tuesday. But yeah. even this, for instance. So we've been keeping an eye out on Mana for quite some time, but there is no volume whatsoever. Everything's just been taken out. No volume whatsoever, just hype. So in terms, right, HNT is your best coin going, mate. Look at this structure, it's just beautiful structure. Beautiful structure. Continues to hold this level here, it will easily push up. Easy work. Still holding beautiful structure all the way up, even bear in mind this latest push down. Weak sell side volume, buy side volume still yet to really be seen. However, looking at structure is holding well. So I'm sure we will see a good push up in buy side volume. But in terms of those that are premium members, free members, this is the one that you want to be looking at this week. So yeah, there's a little freebie for you guys. But as an investment decision, this is one of the best ones that you can kind of look at. Relatively new. Okay, a lot of potential, a lot of institution backing, sort of bringing something new to the market. Yeah, it's looking good, and the fact that you're just seeing buy, and these are all huge amounts of buys. Yes, we're falling down, but huge amount of buy side interest in this. It's made to really go, and again holding this 200 moving average so well. Just need to see just a little increase, a little change, an increase of buy side volume. But just look at this momentum structure. Found support, okay, tested once, tested twice, pushed all the way up. Support, okay, at what looks like to be one of the fib levels, okay, beautiful. Pushed back up, came back down, tested this level here as support, okay, which is also this key level over here, making this push up higher with a little bit of an increase of buy side. Okay, we're just at resistance over here. Okay, if it's able to break over here, then what you want to be doing is getting in at when it pulls back at this support level just here, because this will continue to push up. But one to kind of keep an eye on. But yeah, guys, all right. You guys got no more questions? Beautiful. So we shall see you on Tuesday. Premium members that are listening to this, let's fucking have it. We had a quiet week last week. Luckily, no losses were incurred. But we made absolute minimal profit last week. There was just no opportunities whatsoever. But it's one of them, so not too bad. So yeah, let's have it. We shall see you on Tuesday. Take care.